Hello everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have two Divine Masculine Twin Flame reads for you today. We're just going to clear a little bit. Again, I don't have my new equipment yet, so I'm just going to read you my read. Again, it's done from channeled messages as well as the cards, so you're not missing anything. I will put the basic read on the tag. Take a deep breath. I'm going to start out with a card from the energy deck, and then we'll get into the first read. It's a really beautiful day today. So this first read was done yesterday, and 144 kept coming up. 144 came up in the header of the read, and it also came through in an email that I got from somebody. They had like 144 likes that came up. And then something else came up in this read, 1444. So there's a lot about the 144 yesterday. So we'll get into that in a second. So what is the initial message for this read? And then we'll do one post read as well going into the next read. Okay. So for everybody watching, the best and highest good of always concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? What is the message for this read here? What is the message? What is the message? Okay. Angel of Balance. So very much about getting into balance today, making sure you're grounded. It's number 48, which is the 8 of Cups, walking away and within. So doing some meditation. And then we have 37 of the third chakra, Archangel Chamuel. So very much about the solar plexus as well, being confident and shining your light. And the underlying energy is financial constraints. Okay, so just feeling that lack as far as financially, but it doesn't have to be financial. It can be any kind of depletion that you're feeling right now. So whatever you haven't touched in a while, it's like to sweep the cobwebs away. Go into whatever you haven't touched in a while and see what needs to be cleaned up. So I just want to show you these three together as well. There definitely is some cohesion there. All right, so we have two winged angels, a very young feminine and an older, more mature masculine, very confident. The feminine very balanced in this time of not much there. Okay, so just go back and sweep up the cobwebs. So it's etherically, within, emotional bodies, all that kind of energy. So let's see what that has to do with this read as we go forward into this read. Okay. So yesterday was May 25th, 2020. 26th, I'm sorry. And 26 was a big number today as well. So the 26 is the Page of Wands, which is like, for me, is like a teenage boy, really excited to go forward in the world, perhaps ask someone out on a date, you know. But also very physically brave, like that solar plexus card that came up. The energy the day added up to yesterday was 35, 8, and 35 is the Wounded Warrior, the 9 of Wands. And they're both 8 cards, and 8 for me is inner and outer strength, but also the manifestation of our higher goals, our dreams. And of course 8 is also the dance between the masculine and the feminine. So very much 8 oriented with the Page of Wands and the 9 of Wands, the Wounded Warrior. And they're very kind of conflicting energies, right? Because the Page of Wands is that young energy, really excited to go and just, you know, be out there. And then the 9 of Wands, the opposite of that, being very exhausted after having fought for a long time. So again, we're showing the polarized opposites so that we can understand how to merge them together. So this first read was done at 10:21 to 22. The SIRIAN STARSEED deck was cut and dealt. For those of you not familiar with my reads, there's 7 deck reads. The main deck is the SIRIAN STARSEED deck. I use the mini Rider Waite, the Tarot of Sexual Magic, the Numerology deck, the Universal Golden Tarot, the Gilded Tarot. I think I'm missing one. but that's okay. The Tarot of Sexual Magic, did I say that? As I was doing the clarification cards, the word heal came up. So that has to do with healing, but also the heal, H-E-E-L, like a dog needs to heal. So stop, behave, go back and look at where your cobwebs are, clean them up a little bit. And then I finished the read at 10:39 to 40, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and then the 39 to 40, which is the Knight of Cups to the Page of Cups. So very young, loving, affectionate energy. The major arcana for this first read were the Shadow, which is like the devil, and the Wheel, which is like the Wheel of Fortune. We also had before the read Starseed and Luna, which is the Fool and the Moon, and after the read Strength and Higher Self came up. Give me 1 sec, I just need a sip of water. So, and again, we had 1 cup, 4 pentacles, and 4 swords. So there was your 144. The 1 cup, 4 pentacles, 4 swords. There were no wands in this read from yesterday. We had in the read the King of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords as the main players. Before the read, the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Swords came up. And after the read, the Knight of Wands and the King of Pentacles came up. So there's a lot of people yesterday. And then the numbers and the code line were all about new beginnings and intuition. We had double sevens, so 77 is the sovereign of the 9 of Pentacles. The 48 came up, the 8 of Cups, walking away within, the 12 of the Hangman, 3 of the Empress, also Gaia, and number 4, the Emperor, so 3 and 4, the Emperor and Empress. 46 is the 6 of Cups, and then the sequence of numbers, 6, 7, 8, 9, so the end of the cycle. And that came up from my union read last night, the end of the cycle, but I was getting more information today about the upcoming solar eclipse, and it marks a point of ending right there. And that's actually June 21st, which is right on the solstice. Yeah, the solstice. Okay, so the code line being about new beginnings and intuition. The message here was significant in regards to the 8 of Orbs or Swords, which has to do with that imprisonment, anxiety, feeling like your hands are tied or some kind of restriction, and it's usually self-imposed, being very much mental. Say a show of power, the I am presence of the Jesus, which is the Divine Masculine's template. This is for the Divine Masculine Twin Flames. Being clear, thy for prison, feeling imprisoned, and the release of that, again the polarized opposites. The feminine in the Sophia, and the masculine's I am presence as Jesus. So again, the template of the Mary Magdalene and Jesus coming up, the Christos Sophia, and the lowercase I of the chakra system, and then XO, which is kisses and hugs, but also to do with the feminine human energy in addition to the masculine's energy. So reminding him again to use his feminine energy in regards to new beginnings and intuition. The chakra system of the divine feminine human regarding new beginnings and intuition. And also then tuition was coming up, so some people may be worried about tuition for their kids or themselves if they're going back to school. And I was being guided to break up tuition, which is twit and ion. So I did look up twit, and I'll bring that up when I get to that point, but ion is always about connection. So also spiritual acceleration came up. A show of power, also nickel. The number 9 or the number 2, which both reference to we. It's not just 1, but 2, or it's just not 1, but 9, the collective consciousness. Being wise to imagine, to say or to consider, to take an exam, to write poetry, which is basically like the blood, the lifeblood, or the water for release of the chakra system, the feminine energy of the feminine human. And then again, the kiss and the hug. So the kiss and the hug was coming up later on in the read as the 7 points of the chakra system. Obviously, we have many, many more chakras than 7, but bringing up the 7 main chakras, that they are basically like a kiss and a hug to the divine masculine from the feminine. Some of the stuff that came up online were a lot about orbs and orbs at overstock. Hagorama, this is Japanese, I think. Atsutsuki. And that was from NarutoFandom.com. I've been having trouble speaking for the last couple days as well. The Sage of Six Paths. Legendary godlike figure. And that came up again as well. Another heading that came up was Home Save Wizard.net or -net for PS4 Max. We won't charge extra to your Save Wizard. And under that, the same heading was Shadows Die Twice. And I told you I had a double death last night. So Shadows Die Twice, incredibly difficult. Save Wizard codes make for a more level playing field. Another Japanese header came up, Hiriomi Hyuga, and that was also Naruto, fanon.fandom.com, and that was coming up, just paraphrasing some of it, spheres that are malleable or take any shape, with yin-yang release, and Hamura's sixth path, sage chakra. So again, talking about chakras, but here's talking about six paths. Then another header that came up was the Ananga Ranga from sacred-texts.com, the great princely sage and arch poet Kalyana Mala, versed in all arts, after consulting many wise and holy men as well as poets, extracted their essence of their wisdom and composed with a view of pleasing his sovereign, a work called Ananga Ranga. So I thought that was pretty cool. Another header was How to Fix Error, and this was coming up from Windows 7, 8, 10. I actually still have Windows 7 because I never liked Windows 8 and 10. So there was an error coming up, 0, lowercase xc, 4 zeros, 5 zeros, and then 7, and then lowercase b. Another header came up for Ganesha, and that was enwiki.org. Poem, Mahabharata 1.1.75 to 79 says Sage Vyasa asked Ganesha to serve as his scribe to transcribe the poem as he dictated it to him. Ganesha agreed on it if they recited the poem uninterrupted without pausing. So that was another header that came up. Another header was Maya, or Maye, the religion, also from en.wikipedia.org, which means deceit. So this is one of 4, Kasaya, faulty passion, a trigger for actions in Jain philosophy. The other 3 were Krodha, and the HA is in 3 of these. Krodha is anger, Mena is pride, and pride came up today. Labha came up as greed, and then in Jain, you must subdue those 4 faults as our source of bondage, attachment, and non-spiritual passions. Another header was dumbingofage.com, original sin, and then matriarchas from en.wikipedia.org, seals with rows of 7 feminine deities or priestesses acted as evidence. So the 7 mothers who prepped the soma, so just about the 7 mothers was significant here. The mother load came up yesterday. And so 4 phases of mediation. Mediatization. And it was a research article politically related from researchgate.net. And then in Wiktionary, the words came up yesterday as I was getting a butt connect at that time. Back dam. And again, I was relating that to the heel, right? The heel is the back of the foot. A dam, and you know, your heel can really jam into things. So a dam that lies to the rear of something. And Guyana, region of rural, undeveloped land, especially the outskirts of farms. The foreign word that came up, and I can't even say it, it's from Azerbaijani. To let go, release, so release came up again. To leave, to publish, to let through. So release was a big deal with the 8 of orbs coming up at the top. And the 144. What are the numbers? Okay, I gave you all the numbers. So in intuition also, the I was covered, so that came up separate from the tuition. So it was coming up for me, capital N is Jesus. So it's the N and then twit ion. So that'll come up in a minute. A couple acronyms came up. Yeah, twit means fall, stumble, sink, fail, subside, set, be night, be seduced by, damp, all, so all encompassing, every, spout, lack of hair, to support, and smoke all came up for twit. So twit ion is tuition. Also SA came up. What else came up? NI, THI, and then SA, then the twit from tuition. So regarding the code line and new beginnings and intuition, again, all three of those acronyms came up as defined as water. Water comes up a lot, and as I said yesterday, what I realized in looking up all these definitions or acronyms all the time is that around the world they all end up being all-encompassing in meaning. They all have opposite meanings and thus balance themselves, their meanings of these words around the world. And so three of these acronyms meant water. Water, A water, wise water, the emperor for release, with the 7 chakra, the lowercase I, kisses and hugs, like 7 mothers would do. All 100 to know. And under this is to know but not be or feel, because under this acronym it was all, there's a lot of to do things, to know, to eat, whatever it was, to dawn, but to be and to feel were not included in this, which they were in another. It was just 1707, which is the star in the chariot. The dog came up here, a sun, like the sun in the sky, the coconut tree, the numbers 2 and 9, again, the 2 of not 1 but 2. It's not about just me, it's about us. And then the 9 is not just about 1, it's about the collective consciousness. We, the wise one, clear, the queen imagines, the feminine energy uses her imagination, is poetic, blood, pig, breast, gets the emperor thinking to release him from prison with divine chakra system, 7 kisses and hugs, the divine feminine human part of himself for new beginnings. I am, presence, Jesus, the masculine's template, the twit ion, every and all connection, to support connection, to fail the connection, a lock of hair in the connection as well, and that has to do with DNA. So we started this read with the King of Cups reversed, the Queen of Wands was upright below that, as well as the Knight of Swords upright, the Starseed, which is the Fool, upright, and the Luna card, the Moon, was reversed. The King of Cups, emotionally unavailable, as a reversed King of Cups, after the Queen of Wands rushed in with truth to free self from a deception. Deception or heal in pre-dawn hours alone, or Aquarius reversed and Cancer reversed. There's Justice, Divorce, and or Libra, and the Queen of Cups detoxing lover in a breakup or lack of affection. Libra, Queen of Cups, may be dumping toxic waste on the King of Cups reversed or dumping his toxicity back on him. Libra, Queen of Cups upright, and Capricorn reversed, Gemini reversed, Aquarius reversed, and Cancer reversed, defenseless to the energies. Or Libra, Queen of Cups with Capricorn moon is without affection, and the King of Cups reversed is defenseless to her accusations, depressed, and or deceptive, or with or about deceptive Aquarius or depressed Cancer. A breakup or lack of affection, draining and deceptive between lovers, no sun, no moon, working to align on, or on details of a dark block, or perhaps mold or lead involved, feeling guilty for taking from the chariot, the Cancer, or the ascension path, or stealing from their traveling show, or not joining them to go on the road. In a bold move, traveling, ascending on a powerful path, Cancer is frustrated or uninspired, and the Queen of Cups, or Cancer, frustrated the Queen of Cups, uninspired by them. So the Queen of Cups can be a Cancer, or the King of Cups be a Cancer, or they both could be Cancers because it was coming up very significantly here. Or the King of Cups reversed has two Queen of Cups, perhaps Libra Capricorn Queen of Cups and Gemini Aquarius Queen of Cups, and either or both could have Cancer in their chart. Or people around the Queen of Cups upright are Libra upright, Capricorn reversed, Gemini reversed, Aquarius reversed, and Cancer reversed, and Cancer upright, or that's her, the Queen of Cups upright. Or a young reptilian is between the Cancer King of Cups reversed and the Queen of Cups, or the King of Cups reversed and the Queen of Cups upright are warriors of the military, or the Page of Wands reversed child signed up for the military or is talking about it, or a pilot is grounded, and that was at 220, which is the High Priestess and the Judgment. And then we ended that page at 222, which is the show 222, which references guidance counselors, which then goes back to your own guidance. So at 223, which is the High Priestess then and the King of Wands, the Lovers reversed in need of sunshine at the new moon, working on guilt and shame in a bold move forward, perhaps uninspired or frustrated, Queen of Cups upright, or taking on the Page of Wands reversed and the Queen of Cups. And we start out with the King of Cups and the underlying energy as the main card there. Perhaps the Queen of Cups must choose between being on the road and traveling with Cancer or Ascension path and frustrating Page of Wands reversed child, or Divine Masculine after removing his mask is that energy of the Page of Wands reversed and uninspired, or accepting the Page of Wands reverse their limitations as far as the glass ceiling, their blocks and reptilians around, and dogs who would come against him, black and white polarities, or the Page of Wands reversed is a child block to the Divine Masculine coming into union, or the warrior is feeling guilt for going back to what wasn't working before and now finding the courage to forge ahead, but then loses inspiration when they get frustrated. It was just 2210, which is the Fool and the Wheel of Fortune. The Ten of Pentacles upright, family, business, or community, or legacy, is out building bridges. Issues at work getting along, or financial issues, or a third party, or withholding time, money, and energy, magnetizing the gold coin, or just playing ball instead of working, or saving to manifest once all tools are on board, or floral distributions, or sold their business at a loss to manifest brand new, removing all the curtains, or using curtains instead of doors, or just spending to revamp the place and having a grand opening or reopening there. Trust came up as well, separation for the masculine, in need of sunshine, lovin', in need of healing, or Leo and Aquarius are out of control and or depressed. Big new love at the helm, the creme de la creme with the cherry on top. The Queen of Pentacles upright, detoxing or releasing the beast, and the Divine Masculine begging for forgiveness or just really likes toes and she's not having it. The Queen of Pentacles is wearing her crown, Capricorn or Capricorn moon, with new love or self-love, or needs to put self first before Leo or Aquarius, or Leo reversed, Aquarius reversed, Capricorn reversed. Perhaps unmarking their territory or refusing to be second, wanting to explore the back dam with room to expand, rising above with the environment. Number 44, which is the Four of Cups, grounding and integrating that receiving of love, but also can have to do with being bored and apathetic. I just want to fix the color a little bit here. The energy underneath the environment was physical activity, which is the 67, the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, this is what I got, that letter in the mail where they confirmed that you got your check from the government, and the notice number was 1444. That was interesting. And I happened to deposit it that day too, so it was kind of cool that came in the same time. So going back to the read, unhappy juggling, performing, keeping their balls up in the air. The Emperor reversed may be ill or out of control, or stepping down or sold their business at work, but the workplace is actually fine. Choosing a new path and separation, good news, and success leading the way. And then I was getting the symbol of what I told you about the elephant erection is S-shaped, but there's a Y at one end too, which is actually, I realized what the symbol was today. It's the lambda in the Greek alphabet, the L. It's literally that upside down Y with an S shape on it. So there's something significant about that energy. Headed to surgery or to remove a sword, the journey of the King of Cups reversed and the Queen of Cups upright, manifesting big with faith, detoxing the environment to make it more green. And that was at 327, which is the Empress and Gaia, and the 27 of the Ace of Wands, that new passion or project, creativity. So 327 is the Empress, again, and that Ace of Wands. Recently is the Four of Pentacles, the Divine Masculine's heart in the Bat Cave, opening up, letting go and opening up to the Queen of Pentacles, Cancer, or a move to the Knight of Pentacles reversed, refusing to make a move, frustrated, not aroused, unable to conceive of that new love, that new love would be offered out of a split, a divide, lies, and all the BS that's been going on, causing imprisonment, anxiety, fear, and suffering in silence, up nights purging, walking away and within, or taking a hike up the mountains, that she be willing to take a drive together. The foundation is the Nine of Swords upright, suffering in silence, purging it out, the clarity of grief, guilt, and shame, the Emperor's satisfaction or arrogance in shaming others. The Emperor controlling information that comes in, happy to see or sit on others' suffering, or now suffering after sitting pretty while another was grieving and suffering in silence, and then at that time you didn't care. So it's just like the switching of roles here. The whole rubber and glue thing. The central energy is the Seven of Swords, passing downloads in a split, taking a risk, being the runner, the go-between, robbing Peter to pay Paul, or walking away within and took a hike to hang out and see new perspectives, or got hung out to dry after taking or robbing another of their peace just when they were starting over in a sudden event, epiphany, and or orgasm, or collecting information or intel that's not yours, or after sudden rejection or offer number 4, blew their top, their crown, or their cover, and darted out the door with whatever you could hold, the King of Wands reversed and the Queen of Swords upright, speaking her truth, and the Knight of Swords is running it back to the Hermit reversed in isolation, the wounded warrior with child or a sibling or a friend, stealing or being sneaky in obtaining information from someone with eyes in the back of their head. Perhaps the King of Wands reversed to the King of Cups reversed. This was a significant combination here. There was like the wounded warrior between the King of Wands reversed and the King of Cups reversed, and they came up more than once. So as the wounded warrior, or the wounded warrior is a third person between the two of them, the King of Wands and King of Cups, both reversed, that the Knight of Swords, or thief in the day, as opposed to the knight, hop, skip, and a jump away. The challenge being the hostage, prison, and anxiety, worried about getting caught, blowing their top, crown, or cover, heartbroken or in separation, free as a bird, away from Atlas's large burdens and responsibilities, the weight of the world, the losing battle, not seeing eye to eye in disconnect. The Knight of Cups is offering love to a hostage prisoner while in disconnect. The Hermit reversed is losing their mind over isolating, or the back dam of the Queen of Swords messages constantly trailing behind, pulling up at the dam, too much to process, with underdeveloped land all around. The wounded warrior Hermit reversed, pouring out their woes to friends for exchange of energy, or to or about the Emperor in total disconnect of the Knight of Cups, offering love to prisoner of 5D world or awakening and coming out. Music announcements and wake-up call at 4:01, which is the Emperor and the Magician. Judgment frees him from his burdens and offers love again. So it's saying like getting these messages is actually freeing him as opposed to hurting him, which maybe a lot of people would think it should hurt him, but it's not. It's actually freeing him. See if I can get this color to stay in better. Okay. It just really bothers me when it gets really, really yellow. All right, so 4:02 is the Emperor and the 2 of the High Priestess. So to help heal those depressed without options. So it's coming up, music and announcements, wake-up call to action, judgment, or decision. Whatever comes through here frees him from his burdens in order to offer love again, to help heal those depressed without options, hanging out with messages of love, or a loving child. Perhaps the King of Wands reversed is the wounded warrior with Virgo, with 9 of Swords and the Queen of Swords telling everyone their business. The Emperor disconnecting from partner to offer love to hostage or prisoner, awakening and coming out in the 5D, or coming out from jail or international lockup that obviously everyone's experiencing. Angels on their horns to speak, write, and play music to free broken hearts from their burdens. And then the Knight of Cups offers love to those who are sick, injured, or depressed. Or to Aquarius reversed, wounded warrior between the King of Wands reversed and the King of Cups reversed, unable to choose a path while hanging out in limbo with a message of love or having to stay with a child. Or the wounded warrior victim is an earth sign with Aries, Virgo, and Aquarius, or victim of the King of Cups reversed and the King of Wands reversed together. Now it's like they're surrounding the wounded warrior. So now is the 6 of Pentacles upright, sharing time, money, and energy, being charitable or settling out, in final judgment with the Queen of Swords, recovering from exile, destitution, injury, and or illness. Or recovery is awarded in a court settlement. The Queen of Swords getting over grief, loss, and regret, starting over in love with victory, and the Knight of Wands reversed player falling short or just completely drained, sick, or fell off the horse or wagon. The fire child or Leo is all over the place, out of control or recovering from an illness, perhaps receiving donations. The 7 of Cups upright, fantasy, synchronicities, and options between the Emperor and Empress reversed, he's upright, on the journey towards the High Priestess secret or psychic abilities with options, radiating above the rest, or a nurse taking care of multiple patients, or alternative healer in a split or discharge from the hospital, rehab, arrest, porn or sex addiction, and disconnect or breakup. The Magician upright is awake to the suffering and silence and stress and coming out manifesting a strategy with Sovereign, with negative self-talk or rumors, or a child lying, spying, or recovering from being left behind without an olive branch to help, holding back feelings and energetic exchange, yet still offering love, while the King of Swords reversed is grieving what was lost or tossed. The flame in the pond, still burning, depressed wounded warrior with a message of love to the King of Swords reversed, and present to the third energy, not offered, unable to conceptualize, not making a choice, and emotionally unavailable, yet happy out, allowing the Page of Cups love to come in, or a message of love. Soon as the Page of Swords reversed, lies, spies, and negative talk, rumors, or a child spouting off and disconnect after a fight, after a game, or a losing battle. Perhaps the wounded warrior is seen as a poor sport, losing out to the Knight of Cups, and it looks like sibling rivalry here too. You have to turn this away. Green. Okay. This is green back here. All right, so then the Page of Swords reversed is with the Page of Wands reversed. So again, there definitely could be sibling rivalry here, or just unhappy kids because they can't do a lot of what they want to do. A break between them, not seeing eye to eye or face to face in social distancing, negative groups or bad influences and or addictions and or third party at 438, which is the Emperor and the Queen of Cups. Or just a negative message or child missing the Page of Wands reversed, or frustrated and the Queen of Wands without options, or unable to implement a move, visit, or end of a marriage with the social distancing still going on, again at 438 going to 439, which is the Queen of Cups to the Knight of Cups. And that's right when my daughter sent me that picture of the rainbow around the sun. Or without options to move while tripped up, or now stopping the juggling of two people or juggling of stuff, unable to support self, or need to break patterns, or no options but to move because they're unable to afford the house with the kids and or twins, with the worst being over and the bliss setting in. The Queen of Wands needing to implement a plan, or the kids or twins are implementing a new plan, taking the Queen of Wands into consideration. The masculine sees himself as the Queen of Pentacles, or with the Queen of Pentacles upright in his energy. A happy ending or end of family or emotional cycle. Stuck though without peace and separation that's destined, an impatient or fallen angel or separation of the Queen of Pentacles, and Libra upright and Sagittarius reversed. Sharing, charitable, or settling out with ungrateful child connected to fallen angel and or with a bad temper. Or the Queen of Pentacles is sharing with Libra upright and Sag reversed, and the Page of Swords reversed is lying or spreading rumors, spying or giving someone the silent treatment. Libra, again, Sagittarius reversed, and Earth upright here. Healing family issues, give your relationship a chance, honeymoon, and then separately 2 other cards came out, passions, and let go of control issues for the Divine Masculine. Around the masculine, or how he's seen, is the shadow reverse, the detox, letting go of toxicities, the world complete, or the cycle done at work, or Seal Divine Feminine is working to align. Getting their ducks in a row, or doing shadow work, or now done. The King of Pentacles needing the courage to be the Dark Knight and walk the walk, the 4D bridge, or Pisces marching to the beat of their own drum while he or she works, and the King of Pentacles is with Leo reversed, or ego out of control, or Leo is over Pisces controlling, and Scorpio or death looms over work or alignment, or everyone is detoxing ego at work except the Leo who thinks they're above the worldly, or above the world, or Capricorn or Leo was weak and passed away, and Capricorn and or Scorpio went right back to work. So someone might not have liked that someone went right back to work after somebody passed away. And that was at 503, which is the Hierophant and the Empress. The masculine needs to clear blocks about the Divine Feminine's heart coming out of the E-Tower, that she'll never come out to see him, whatever his blocks are regarding that. The twins letting go, the Divine Masculine and Feminine breaking patterns together, the intuition or the I intuition, and new beginnings, justice, divorce, or Libra in an all business partnership. Destiny and divine timing, holding back new life offer without an option, hanging out with a message of love, or a Page of Cups child. Destined King of Wands reversed, Wounded Warrior, and that King of Cups reversed. So the Wounded Warrior can be the King of Wands reversed. It could be the King of Cups reversed too, but more likely the King of Wands. Or it's a third person that's kind of stuck in between 2 negative people, 2 negative kings. The Wounded Warrior could be Libra and or Capricorn. The Knight of Wands reversed, holding back desires, or is a player, or post-war PTSD and falling short on passion or drive. Now that the worst is over, falling short on passion and drive, needing to apologize, now that the worst is over, regarding a break in commitment, or the old way of doing things, or Taurus reversed is weak or out of control with their ego, or Leo, Sag, and Aries, or needing courage to be the King of Pentacles, higher self, and start a new business, or be that Page of Pentacles student, or with a new opportunity to study all angles of that gold coin, or the Christ or unity consciousness at 510, which is the Hierophant and the Wheel of Fortune. And right then a helicopter came in vibrating. The propeller was really vibrating overhead. It was a weird noise. At 513, the Hierophant and the Death energy, transition or transformation, endings. Holding back from the King of Pentacles to go on a journey and find no peace in it with the High Priestess or higher self. The King of Cups reversed, suffering in silence, the Queen of Pentacles detoxing the Divine Masculine's heart and coming out, passing downloads, challenged by prison, anxiety, hostage, and no message or a negative message to the Divine Feminine's heart. Sharing between them destined with the Knight of Wands reversed weak, but the King of Pentacles higher self intuitive and curious about their abilities. The King of Cups reversed is the Divine Masculine's heart open to the journey. Suffering in silence, passing downloads, sharing, challenged by fear, the Queen of Pentacles with no message, or Capricorn reversed, detoxing the Divine Feminine's heart, now open to their destiny, and or a Libra energy. The Knight of Wands reversed, player, or holding back desires, with the King of Pentacles higher self, the student of the gold coin. Now, keep in mind too, these three kings can represent three aspects of the masculine, as the wands, that desire and action, physical activity. The King of Cups, the very emotionally unavailable, because he's reversed. And then the King of Pentacles has to do with manifesting, the business life. So then I went into the KIPPER deck to see if I could identify them a little bit better, and this is what came up for the three kings. The King of Cups was coming up as no longer an official person, done with legal, in divorce and imprisonment. A mature man with loss of fortune, married for a green card perhaps, or received a message that a child may be divorcing, and no longer impoverished. So a father, an older father, may be getting a message from his adult son that he's divorcing and now no longer impoverished, and that may have nothing to do with money, literally having to do with his happiness. So by divorcing will become free and no longer feel impoverished. The King of Wands was coming up as not well. So they could be ill or just really tired, not well, with kids and community helping out, but no message, perhaps unable to journey. A main male who's impoverished and not taking journey to the mature woman who's in despair, or him in despair. So the King of Cups could be the father of the King of Wands who's not well, and that could just be really drained energy as well. And he could be, again, being the one going through a breakup, which is then going to make him feel better. The King of Wands is also coming up as a journey to recovery, but floating without any water or emotions to anchor into. Moving or lost the house. A false person removed the mask, and then there was concern for courtship, expecting income from lover with low expectations, or no longer expecting anything from them. Okay? And then the King of Pentacles was coming up as the underlying energy being no thoughts of a woman, like not thinking of the woman, or the woman is not thinking of him, either way. Occupation with unexpected income, and a breakup and despair, with house and no job or work or helpers. And this is definitely more of a businessman. So this can represent the masculine's business persona too, because they keep them very compartmentalized. False person lost house without concern. So there might have been a problem with the house, like a money pit. No car as well, or never changes, and hanging out with their community while the woman waits, expecting him willing to rebirth the deal. No more message of concern. A thief or court, all done. All over losing privileged lady was actually a gift. No more guardianship or of a little girl, or daddy's little girl, the father of her passed, with sudden wealth, and the main male without a path, or prison of wealthy man with mature woman off path and bad health, and now poverty and no high honors. There's a lot of flipping here of different energies. The underlying energy was the main male reversed after adjudication of lovers. So it seems like the King of Cups reversed is like a father figure, and then the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles could both be the masculine, or they could be, one could be ill and the other one's not, they're just working. So that might help you to see which one's which. Mature woman reversed on the journey, removing a mask on a new pathway of courtship and recovery, and an empty family room, and concern with no messages. No longer poor, but of high honor, with nothing to anchor into. The main female reversed, and he is thinking of her. The mature man is reversed, gave up a gift for a great fortune, and official person is without child or children. It's like they gave up the gift, the good thing, for the money. And the official person may not want anything to do with children. There was definitely a child involved where somebody was responsible for them, but no longer is responsible for that child. So change in the community, marriage, and no longer in despair, now with job or helper, and now moving, privileged lady, moving the privileged lady in jail with reversal of fortune, no job, and no longer a wealthy man. So here at the end, the wealthy man is no longer a wealthy man. There's all these like reversals of fortune here, with the woman with no expectations. A death and a thief regarding the courthouse or some kind of legal dealings here with a message of concern and expected income from lover. So just some information about the three. I'm going to pull an energy card again, and then we're going to go into the read from today right away. And we're going to clear again. So take a deep breath. Okay, and hear from the energy deck. Let's see here. I noticed I put on orange and black, so there might be some Halloween energies around as well. All right, so for the second read, what is the significance here? What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Let's clear all negativity, all dark energies, all viral energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all is concerned, and fill that empty space with only beautiful divine love and diamond crystalline light. And so it is. Today is day 27, 2020. What is the energy for this next read? We have rest and rejuvenation. See if I can get a little clearer. Rest and rejuvenation. And 19 is the sun, and that's also the number that came up for the numerology deck for this read, which is pride. And then we also have 35, which is Archangel Michael. Is that Michael? Yeah. First chakra, Archangel Michael. Okay, so all about safety and security issues. The root chakra, red. So meditating to make sure you're well grounded. And then we also have Angel of Love. Okay, which is 49. That's the 9 of Cups. Being happy with yourself. But I think the 9 of Cups was reversed in this next read. But then we have the yin yang, so we do have balance here. Hopefully, that's the 22. Well, actually, the Fool was reversed in this read too. 22, so this could be actually the imbalanced energy, and that's why there's a need for rest and rejuvenation. And then Archangel Metatron is here as well, which is really cool, because Michael is over the feminines and Metatron is over the masculines, and that's number 40 of the Page of Cups, that innocent love. And I love this card. It's really beautiful. I'm sorry you can't see it really well on this computer. The underlying energy is anxieties, 18. So that's why there's some imbalance here, needing to reconnect, meditate, go out and ground, take a walk in the woods perhaps, touch some nature. Okay. So, make sure you ground yourself, get back into your root chakra again, go back to the foundation when you're feeling off balance. And Archangel Michael's 35, which is the Wounded Warrior. Yeah, so the Sun, the Wounded Warrior, the 9 of Cups, the Fool, and the Page of Cups. And the Sun is upright, and so is the Wounded Warrior in this read, but the other 3 were reversed. So the positive ones were, well, the Sun's positive, that was upright, but the Wounded Warrior is better reversed, that was upright though. So still defending your wounds and needing to rest and rejuvenate, to meditate, to get some sun, because that's definitely the Sun card. Go back into your heart too when you're not happy with self, to reconnect and find balance again, and to connect with either Michael or Metatron. Okay, Metatron in this deck is coming up as very much purification, whereas Michael's coming up as more safety and security energy. Okay, and Metatron's the 6th chakra in this deck, so the 3rd eye, but there's a lot of white in there. There's a lot of purification energy coming through there. So purify for the masculines and ground with a strong safety and security foundation, which is your heart too, but focus on your red root chakra for grounding and stability. All right, so getting into today's read, today is May 27th. It's about 50 minutes where we're starting this read. If somebody wants to mark that, they can. Thank you. The 27 is that Ace of Wands, that new passion, and remember that passion involves ego, because inspiration is what's pure. When we add the ego, that's when we get passion, and that's where we get stuck in the 3D energies. The day adds up to 36-9, which is the 10 of Wands, the Atlas energy of carrying the weight of the world upon your shoulders. So we have 2 9s here. 9s are all about selflessness and endings, right? About the collective consciousness. It's very frustrating in 9 energies because you can't go forward. It's about getting rid of stuff out of your life. So that was the energy today, which is why some people may be feeling unbalanced, because it's calling you to go get rid of stuff in whatever department of your life you feel needs it. So the 10 of Wands and the Ace of Wands, which is the ending, going into the new beginning, and then the new beginning. But the Ace of Wands was upright. The Ace of Cups and Wands were upright in this read, but the other 2 aces were reversed. So the SIRIAN Starseed deck was cut for this read at 9:02 to 3 this morning, which is the Hermit, and then the High Priestess and the Empress, very feminine energies. And I finished the read at 9:43, which 43 is the 3 of Cups, the coming together, the joy, the reunion. I think it was reversed though here. The major arcana in this read were Justice, Reason, which is the Emperor, Reflection, which is the Hermit, Solar Deity, the Sun, and then Shadow, the Devil. Before the read, Ascension and Guidance came up, which is the World and the Hierophant. And then we had 2 swords, 1 cup, 2 wands, and 1 pentacle. In the main body of the read, there were no court cards, but the 9 of Pentacles was there, which is the sovereign energy. And then before the read, we had the Queen of Wands. After the read, we had the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles, which can be 2 kids or can be message type energies. The code line was all about pride, like I told you already. And we had double 4s, double 5s, and double 6s. And this was significant here because 4, 5, 6 came up more than one time. So it's like we're going from 3, 4, 5 of the 3D, 4D, 5D, moving into the 4D, 5D, and 6D. So what I was getting from last night, where I told you the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do was the end of the cycle, it's literally like our collective of the twins, at least, is out of the 3D. So now instead of 3D, 4D, 5D, we're working 4D, 5D, 6D. So we have double 4s, which is the 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups, which is that grounding and integrating of love and being bored and apathetic. 55 is the Ace of Swords, the Excalibur, the Truth. 66 is the Queen of Pentacles. So we have the 4, 5, 6 energies as 7 as well. So it's more 4, 5, 6, but they were adding 7 in there as well. And then 9, 10 begin again and again and again. Every time we close a cycle, we begin something new. The code line, again, was all about pride. And the numbers on the code line were 46, which is the children in the garden, the 6 of Cups. And also 5 came up, which is the Hierophant, which equals 51. So that was the number for the code line, the King of Swords. And so here again we have the 4, 5, and 6, because we had 46 and then 5. And then the King of Swords, the logical man. Again, this is all about pride. And 21 also came up, confirming the completions. 21 is the world, times 2. 2 completions, and I got double death last night. All right, so how many confirmations do you want? This is an end of a cycle here. So it's like the twins are done with 3D. It doesn't mean everyone's out of 3D. It means the twins, because my reads are specific to the twins, are done with 3D. The message here regarding pride had a lot to do with justice, and again, it was really cool. The 46 of the children in the garden. The 2 acronyms that came up, SI and NE, literally came up as the 4 and the 6. They both One means 6 and the other means 4. So not only did we have 4 and 6 in the code line, but then the acronyms that came up also meant 4 and 6. Very significant. And then of course 5 now is the in-between, and 5 is change and expansion. So the Sophia show of power, again, Sophia comes up a lot this week for the Divine Masculine to make sure he stays in his feminine energies. The Sophia show of power of the twins' inner children of the Northeast, NE, Northeast of Justice. That also can reference the masculine and the feminine, because N is Jesus and E is Eve, or the feminine energy. The justice of the pursuit of happiness, as well as conflict, games, battle, and competition regarding dealing with the masculine's pride. Again, 4D, 5D, 6D, as well as a little bit into 7 as well, but also the 4 to 7 was referencing the sweet spot, as I always tell you, because 5 is the middle, and the sweet spot is just airing to the light, or above the middle. So the middle is 5, the range, the sweet spot is 4 to 7, because you can drop a little bit below 5, but you really want to err on the side of the light. So 4 to 7 always comes up as the sweet spot. Some of the headers that came up was SI, Sports Illustrated. So there's another meaning for SI. Justice League came up as Nostalgia Critic from YouTube, 11/6/19. And as I was writing this, there was more shooting at the police range, but a different range. There's one down on the Parkway on this side, and the other day it was the police range from Philadelphia over here. I'm outside Philadelphia, so I think the first one was coming from Philadelphia, which is louder because it's closer. It's right across like the creek. It's not like right here. It's far away, but since they're doing the shooting outside, you can really hear it. But I know they have another range in our township down by the creek over there, but it wasn't as loud, but still a lot of shooting again today. So under the Justice League came up follow-up to 2016's Batman versus Superman, the Dawn of Justice, and the 5th installment. So again, another significance of the 5 in between the 4 and the 6. Also, the band Justice came up. The song was Dance, D.A.N.C.E. And there was a cross, so it looked like Christian music. 12/7/2012. The site that was referenced there was shop.justice.church. And then the next header was the 6 of Cups card in the tarot, and its meaning for love, money, and happiness. And that was coming up from transmutedpsychicmediums.com. The 6 of Cups card of reunion, innocence, nostalgia, and childhood memories. Flowers representing the past and the future. Another header was everything wrong with the Justice League in 24 minutes or less. That was YouTube. And then David Guetta and Sia from Flames, their official video from YouTube. She-Wolf. It was like a Japanese Charlie's Angels video where it's like they're Charlie's Angels, but like, kung fu and stuff. So there's 3 Japanese girls who are training with their master, and then the master gets killed with the 3 of swords. They literally put 3 swords in him. It was really cool. And then they get taken away, and the guy they end up being kidnapped for is a white man. He's not Japanese. So then they have to get him, because they're kung fu masters or whatever their art is. And it's called also the Emperor, and the Emperor was not in my code line at all. So it was really cool that came up. So the 3 Charlie's Angels, who are Japanese, end up killing the white man, who is the Emperor. And that was the title, I believe, of the album or something like that. Yeah. It was called She-Wolf and the Emperor. The next header was 4 individuals charged in foreign bribery and a fraud scheme, and that was from justice.government. 800 million international real estate deal for South Korean company. And it looked like an American scam, so that was interesting. 800 million. Another header was pipe band flash mob on YouTube. 2/21/16, so a lot about 2016 was coming up today. 20th anniversary of the Scottish Parliament was that header. The next header was Sonnet 138 flashcards from Quizlet. And then movies and Netflix came up as the header as well. All right, so again, we get back to the header regarding pride and the 5 of flames, which has to do with conflict and battles and games and fights, but also has to do with the quest and the pursuit of happiness. So from Wiktionary, when I went to look up my acronyms, the word of the day was Libra, not Libra, but Libra, Libre, which means of the will and free, independent, and unconstrained. So again, that has to do with the 8 of Swords reversed, being released. The right to access the source code to create improved versions, but not necessarily free of charge. So that was coming up as the word of the day. And then the foreign word it's pronounced loimos or loimos. And again, that started with the lambda, which is that symbol that I was telling you about, the elephant's erection with the S and then the Y upside down. So it's like Sophia backwards and the Y upside down, which is the Mason stuck at the Y in the road. And that word that starts with the lambda, it's a Greek word, obviously, in medicine is epidemic and plague. So of course they bring that up. It was just 010121 and 19 before that. So a lot of magician energy and completion of the world, or the epidemic around the world. And then the acronyms were SI and NE today. So regarding back to the code line, which I told you SI was number 6 and R and NE was number 4 amongst a lot of other definitions. So this is what came up or came to be from all of that. The Sophia, the woman, the 7th note, the T, TI, which is source in Tao and Confucianism. T is also SI, and also B, the note B, in some of the major scales, because it's the 7th note. The source show of power, to be, to say, to escape. The sinus rhythm, the cavity and depression, the heart, the uterus, the breast, the 2 of each other, not just one, and the 6 of the lovers, the sieve or filter or sift, the dying or the grave, the water and the dryness all at the same time, and the sun as the woman seeing her son as herself because she birthed him, the sense, the woman making sense and meaning, but also a louse, the estuary or bay, the tidal mouth of a large river where the tide meets the stream, whereas the delta is the wetland of the sediment deposits at the mouth. Memories of happiness together and innocence of the union of the human, not neither snow. Indeed, mouth, lip, eat, bite, sting is now the 4 of the emperor or the masculine, also the river and the house. She is the river, and where the river gets salty, meeting the sea, the estuary that causes the delta and the dawn of the new day, as the night is the peaceful river. Dawn where it meets the sea, the divine masculine, she to be, he to eat, she both, he neither. Her show of source power in the 6, the lovers and birth, he in his need for power as the 4, the emperor, her son as herself. Both water and dry, both live and die. The filter, estuary, from flow to resistance, triangle to square. The lamb and duh of lambda, backward S, Sophia moody, and upside down Y, he stuck, vacillating. The innocent lamb and the da, the father. The tooth and the mouth, you need both to take bite of. She the marriage and she the marriage and the threshold, but he the house, she both of them, and he just him, for she bore him, the son. She the louse and depressed, and he the no and don't and indeed. She saying, he biting, her show of power, his nor'easter. the inner children of the 4 and 6 in Spirit's connecting with me, the Emperor and the Lovers, the Father's stability and the Mother's intimacy, both justice of truth and balance in pursuit of happiness regarding pride and challenge. The Divine Feminine show of power, her intimacy and innocence that makes sense of his human truth and balance, past tense, in pursuit of happiness through games, competition, conflicts, fights, and then battles as we grow older. The war always just beneath the surface within regarding pride and rattles. And that was at 1135, which is justice and the 35 of the wounded warrior. So we start out this read with the 7 of Swords upright, and in the SIRIAN Starseed deck it's very much about passing downloads. Beneath it was Ascension reversed, which is the world, the Queen of Wands upright, Guidance reversed, and that's like the Hierophant, and then 6 of Cups reversed as well. And 26 was significant here. Yesterday was 5/26, and it's also 26 days from the 26th to 6/21, which is the solar eclipse. So 26 was important here, which is that page of Wands. Taking a risk, passing downloads and such, after the world upside down, almost done the cycle. The Queen of Wands upright and or Taurus reversed, or spiritual and or divorced, or broke contract. Alternative, with negative past or bad memories, difficult kids, or the past returning as we speak. Taking a risk with social distancing, third party or negative group or influences, overindulgences, antisocial behavior, exposing it all, sunshine, happiness, kids, soulmate, connection, implementing a plan for sovereign, and the Knight of Cups reversed, or independence and moodiness, or jealousy of another's independence, offering love, the Knight of Cups reversed, unhappy with negative group or social distancing, or bad influences or negative group, or happy kids offering love, but grounding and integrating and moody, since would rather be hanging out, seeing new perspectives with the 2 of Cups, deep connection. Let's see if I can turn this way. The Queen of Cups and the Page of Pentacles offering passion or project, to the Knight of Cups reversed, lacking faith, feeling like they have no options, or stuck, unable to implement a new path, with the world upside down and needing closure, or to complete the cycle with the 10 of Cups reversed, done, or very happy in deception, new moon, or have to be up before dawn. Lobster hung out to dry by unhappy family as the river run dry, and the Divine Feminine and world hung out there with him, but sealed with Thoth and Michael at her beck and call. The dogs are out, dazed and confused, the Rainbow Bridge closed for business. Early riser gets the worm. So they're literally saying the bridge is closed now to the 3D who just chose not to come across. And this could be by the solar eclipse as well. The rainbow around the world and sun marked the completion of rounds. The gates closed, no entry, back or front. Lobster inside the seal, just on another timeline, isn't as it seems. So it's basically saying to not worry. Easy to see rainbow on one side, not so much on the other. The Divine Feminine recently, or the Divine Feminine with their right foot, their masculine side, ready for when the root gate or back door opens again. She's like ready to bolt out of the gate. At the solar eclipse, So-la-ti do, first toe out the door, out of the seal. So like once the 3D gate is closed, the feminine no longer needs the seal because she's in the 4D to 5D energy. So that was really cool. So again, 6/21/2020 was coming up because that's the solar eclipse. 25 to 26 days, 2 to 3 weeks. I was also getting the 27 plus 21, which would be 48 days, which is July 14th, or 27th, which is today, plus 21, which is June 16th. Or the 21 plus 21 was coming up as 42, which then would come out to July 8th. So those are some significant dates that were coming up here. And then as I looked at the eclipse, they have a counter on that site. It was 24 days, 11 hours, 39 to 38 minutes, which is the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups. with Justice, and then the 24 is the Queen of Wands. So weak, needing courage, or out of control Leo or ego to make an escape, a getaway, or get away with the information or intel, property, leaving 2 high and dry, with news, message, and the Page of Swords child spreading the word, or out selling car washes, or drumming up business, or someone literally stole almost everything and ran. Exile, left out in the cold, destitute, injured, or illnesses, or left for dead, or used a child as a lookout to distract others while made their getaway. And that could just be trying to steal stuff from each other's houses if you're going through a divorce. Okay, so let go of control issues came up as underneath true love that's on top. This is a romance of a lifetime, which is 1216, which is the Hangman and the Tower. So suddenly hanging out. So passing downloads or out in the cold while others steal, lie, cheat, and run. In deception, true love shall prevail, where we let go of control issues. At the Delta dawn, the reset, the pooling in early morn. Illegal gambling before dawn as well was coming up. The King of Wands reversed without affection, and new lover or self-love. Lover is always going to be second place now, because it's not that they're behind another woman, but just that the masculine and the feminine always have to place self first. The Silver Cup with the cherry on top. The Queen of Pentacles reversed, no reunion, injustice, or social distancing and negative influences leave ungrounded. The King of Wands reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, with third-party new love and or divorcing. No more feeling fingers down there, no more with 2 women connected. No more begging or reunions over and over again, repeating patterns, hurting others and self in codependency, not okay, at 1225, which is the Hangman and the Knight of Wands. Pisces reversed, Leo both upright and reversed, which can be 2 different Leos. Cancer reversed, Aries reversed, Libra reversed, and underlying energies. Abundance came up, which is 88. The 2 masculine and feminine dancing within their masculine and feminine side by side, which for me is equal to the infinity symbol on its side. And then below that was self-discipline, which is 41, the Ace of Cups, about loving yourself first, but also new love and spiritual love. Started over before rejecting the Holy Grail for their work or for money, dumping a big love, purging, and then in the dumps, overwhelmed and brought to the present moment, watching the ship that sailed. The 5 of Swords reversed, post-war PTSD and looting, and apologies needed, home union and stability, but unhappy without wish, no satisfaction here, as dragonflies and flowers and home, but no love and nowhere to roam. The wounded are many, and bunnies into the weeds, ivy or mint, an empty victory when no one wins. A home, a business, but the ship has sailed, no big love, no holy grail, only those defeated and crying in its wake, and no one happy, and you unhappy alone. No, so passing downloads or the runner, middleman, deception or new moon, early to bed, early to rise, with the Page of Swords message, up to bat, spreading the word of injustice or Libra reversed or unfair. The abundance of the 88 when twins get it together, with the 41 of self-discipline in loving self first. Recently is the 4 of Cups upright, the grounding and integrating of being bored, dumping a load, or leaving behind burdens and responsibilities. The Queen of Swords speaks to the King of Swords, and the King and Queen of Swords came up twice today because I put up 4 cards. We have the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, then the 3 of Wands. Here, I'll show you those cards at least. Sorry, I just pulled on my thingy here. Okay. So these were just extra cards that I was guided to pull up. And they happened to be the King and Queen of Swords together first here. And then they came out next to each other upright in the reed as well. So the King and Queen of Swords are upright together. And then came out the 3 of Wands the Ace of Cups and the Three of Cups. So there's 2 threes and then the Ace of Cups between. So being present to the offering of love, and the Ace of Cups was upright in the reed, and then the Three of Cups there, which I don't think the Three of Cups was reversed in the reed. So that one was reversed. So that can have to do with the third party offering love, while the Divine Masculine or the King of Swords, and the Three of Cups reversed can be a lot of different energies. This can be a negative group, bad influences around. It can be a third party, but it doesn't have to be the feminine third party. It can be other third party influences. It also can be, when it's reversed, right? It can be overindulgences. It can be gossip, antisocial behavior. It's just about no joy, because Three of Cups upright is ultimately joy. So that was the only one reversed there. But the King and Queen of Swords were upright, being present to the moment. Was that upright? But the Ace of Cups was upright and being offered, but being present to the fact that they watched that ship sail. Moving forward, did I finish that page? The Four of Cups, grounding, integrating board, dumping a load or leaving burdens, responsibilities behind, with the Queen of Swords speaking to the King of Swords, frustrated, over-isolating, with the messenger of truth rushing in from an unhappy family, falling short, with the Knight of Wands reversed, or holding back desires. The Page of Cups also reversed, in rejection, vulnerable, shy, or crying like a baby, or spoiled and entitled. They can be both sides of that coin. Or a child star who's never satisfied, or 2 to 3 kids who are unhappy and stuck. The Knight of Swords, grounding and integrating a board. The Hermit reversed, seeing synchronicities and with options. Confused or frustrated and going crazy or out of your mind because we're all over-isolated. And the King of Swords, lovers, and spiritual Queen of Swords at 1246, which is the Hangman and the children in the garden again, the Six of Cups. Healing from heartbreak and separation. Or the King of Swords, frustrated, over-isolating, with the Knight of Swords upright and the Knight of Wands reversed. So that can be 2 kids or 2 co-workers, whatever is around you. The Queen of Wands upright and the Page of Cups reversed, and that can both be her, or it can be her and a child. But Aquarius, Earth, and Cancer energies came up right there. The Foundation being the Reason, or the Emperor, on a quest of energetic exchange or expressing feelings, perhaps a debate, pursuit of happiness. And the Knight of Pentacles, loyal, humble servant, to deception of the Queen of Wands, lying in a split or needing clarity about the child star or Aquarius Pisces, and the Emperor poking at the Knight of Pentacles, like in a nudge, to get them going, perhaps waking them up before the sun comes up, to get them out of the house, at 1251, which is the Hangman and the King of Swords, the logical man. So getting them moving forward before dawn, in a heated exchange perhaps, getting kids or your partner who won't get a job out of bed to go look for one, or just getting them out in the morning out of the house. Pushing the Queen of Wands out in a split, or to find work, or to go visit the Page of Cups reversed, who may be healing or a healer. The Six of Swords upright, moving to peace, or kids back and forth, or kids, the Page of Wands reversed, and Knight of Swords upright, with him and the, is that what I wrote? With him and the Knight of Wands reversed and Page of Cups reversed with her, or 2 sets of kids with friends over, or a blended family not getting along, perhaps their parent, their father or mother is living there as well, the Divine Masculine. Finding peaceful place away from all of that, and challenged by the Justice reversed, the injustice of no balance or truth, with the Queen of Wands upright or lying, or in a split needing clarity, or to cut through the BS, with the Knight of Wands reversed and the Page of Cups reversed, which can be kids who are being really difficult. The Pisces and Sag, they can be kids or co-workers acting like kids, healing, dreaming, or Aquarius receiving an offer of passion or new creative project out of post-war deliberations, holding back an announcement or choking on their words, suffering in silence and stressed out or up at nights, and ending the pain, creating new inspiration of third energy, and sex in dream state, between the Page of Cups reversed and the Knight of Wands reversed, where this then can represent the masculine and the feminine. The King of Wands reversed, tired, sick, or sick and tired, or angry after overworking that's not working. The injustice of deliberations and suffering in silence and stressed out and up at nights, now that the worst is over and purging, and the bliss state now awaiting them. The King of Wands reversed, perhaps Libra reversed or Aquarius reversed, not sleeping and rising above, or awake and coming out. The Page of Pentacles, child, student, opportunity, invitation, but the state of emergency blocked their studies or research, or car broke down, or in need of a new car. Grieving in the aftermath of the Ten of Pentacles reversed, spending everything on a house or a move, or ending a marriage and a move, or now need 2 houses, so a lot of money went out. Or Ten of Pentacles reversed, spending on Page of Cups reversed education, or just spoiled child or adult, or no longer being loving to them, like a child being mad at their dad. So there's an imbalance here with debt or not sharing issues, or not sharing, or now sharing issues they don't really want to know about because they're bad, like finding out someone spent a whole lot of money that's your partner and didn't tell you about it. With the King of Cups, Emperor, that can be one person or 2 separate people, the King of Cups and the Emperor, dissatisfied with what he hears or they hear, Capricorn or addictions, codependencies and foolish behavior, falling from grace and lacking faith, jealous and sincere, perhaps moody or a schmoozer with good news, success, and attention. A leader who's impatient, fallen angel, with superficial conversations while juggling, performing, and act, nothing important to say. Considered a clown, and this could be just by this emperor. Doesn't mean that that's who they really are. Schmoozing while touching the merchandise to sample, not patient, with the Page of Swords asking questions constantly while they are working. This also can be a child or an intern following them around, which is annoying them. Or trying to get their chores or work done, and they can't because the child keeps nagging at them, or somebody at work keeps asking them questions on how to do their job. Now is the Hermit reversed, losing their mind literally, or stir crazy, coming out, or wacky professor. Seeing synchronicities, illusions, or confusion, without options, no choice, becoming impatient, or no angel, expressing feelings in energetic exchange, with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, refusing to move or work, can be a Taurus in marriage, religion or establishment, or just someone who's never satisfied. Constantly complaining, stubborn and lazy. Virgo reversed, Taurus upright, Aquarius upright, which can be all one person, and then separate with Sagittarius coming up there. At 119, which is the Magician and the Sun, the Emperor finding peace, coming out of isolation, or with Hermit reversed, unhappy, Healer, Star, or Aquarius, over the King of Cups, and the Emperor not sharing nicely, obsessing over dissatisfaction in general, or about cutting hair or cutting cords, or perhaps fringe benefits perhaps, or obsessing over plastic surgery or getting their boobs done. The Queen of Swords with reflection, Devil or Capricorn marking their territory and horny, and the Knight of Swords cracking the whip with the kids, regarding what they watch and foolish behavior, losing money over fantasies and jealousies, rejection and insincerity, and kissing up to others for favors. Dissatisfied in uncomfortable energies, released from restrictions, prison, anxiety, and duties, and now holding on, saving, grounding, and being more moderate and prudent, now in debt due to large expenditures of family, business, community, and or financial losses over addictions and keeping up with the Joneses behavior. Soon as the Ten of Wands reversed, dumping a load, burdens, responsibilities, and or confessing, and destined Empress, and Justice reversed, injustice, divorce, imbalance, and lies, or the worst is over, and painful end, or ending pain, and overworking, not working, time for Taurus upright and Libra reversed to be over, inequitable relationship and or confessions needed here. An offer of love from Lover, Queen of Pentacles reversed, in another world, overworking or not working, or overwork is not working, with the King of Pentacles reversed, the Queen of Pentacles reversed, not working with the King of Pentacles reversed. The Queen of Pentacles and King of Pentacles are both in the same line here, but not right next to each other. With the World upside down, with affection, offer of love to the injustice of the Empress, destined, or end physical and or work burdens, the Taurus upright and Libra reversed, or two Libras here, one up, one down, the worst over as the bliss sets in to implement a plan for the Queen of Pentacles reversed, Gemini or Pisces, or the lover of the beloved in the 5D world offering love, despite the working world turned upside down or around at 141 to 42, which is the Magician and the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups. He sees himself as the Sun upright today, perhaps a Leo in their space, or just happy and energized. And as I wrote that, the sun brightened outside, exposing all, or with the kids, and happy in the sun, looking back and standing up to others as work is not at work, not getting along, or about standing up about financial losses, holding back money, time, and effort, saving to manifest with the High Priestess, the Magician and the High Priestess side by side here, perhaps saving for honeymoon was coming up here, or Virgo, Gemini, and Pisces, as the Devil or Capricorn waves goodbye with the King of Cups. So the Devil and the King of Cups are standing next to each other as the Devil's waving to the Magician and the High Priestess together. So it was like ball and chain also from the past, saying hasta la vista to the past, and the King of Cups above, fighting or defending self at work. Worth waiting for, make the effort, give your relationship a chance. And then separately was getting to know each other, and honeymoon came up here for the masculine. Around the masculine, or how he is seen, is the shadow, or that devil energy again, the Capricorn, tripping, falling in front of the wounded warrior who's healing, and the Hierophant reversed or Taurus reversed, divorce or breaking contract, spiritual and juggling or performing with the Emperor, spiritual fool or Taurus fell from grace, juggling with the wounded warrior or dancing on their head, or wounded warrior mediating them, and the Emperor's healing and forgiving, the middleman feeling really beaten up between the Aries reversed and Taurus reversed, and the Emperor upright, addictions and or codependencies. It's like somebody who was mediating the two of them really got beaten up in the process. 153 is the Magician and the 53 of the Knight of Swords. And then 153, which is the Knight of Swords. That's also considered the catapult because it comes in so quickly. The block the masculine needs to clear here is the Five of Wands, the conflict, the games, the battle, the quest, all about work, money, perhaps greedy, or that mentality of us against the world, right? So if you're against the world, you're against yourself because you are the collective consciousness. So there's no point in being us against the world because then you're putting yourself against yourself. Pride comes up, but even more so here for the masculine was karmic completion, physical activities, and communication. No more all work relationship in a split, no more abuse, rehabilitation, arrests, hospitalization, MASH unit, or constant pro bono work. Sovereign with good news leading the way through one of two minds, pure and keeping to self, to the dark night across the 4D bridge, the shadow and the light of the sovereigns, the sovereign Knight of Cups reversed and the Knight of Pentacles upright, and the divine masculine's heart whisking away the first chance they get. The Knight of Cups reversed, finding peace with a negative past between the King of Wands reversed and the Queen of Cups upright, or sending kids on a trip to go into his heart alone to make a proposal from the frog to grow into a prince willing to do the work. Passing downloads, Emperor exposed the shadow, grounding and integrating boredom and moving to peace, but challenged by injustice of dumping a load, the burdens, the responsibilities, and perhaps the burden of confession, with conflict or worrying about conflict, with the Hermit reverse coming out, sovereign or single, and jealous or moody divine masculine in his heart, proposing to work on becoming a prince and then turn his mood around. Risk, downloads, grounding and integrating and bored, unsatisfied, reason or Emperor moving to peace or traveling to the Hermit reversed, challenged by injustice. exposing all, confessing sovereignty, or confessing to sovereign, the shadow or Capricorn energy, codependencies there, wanting to pursue happiness with sovereign, with jealous heart, or their heart divided between two kids, maybe one jealous and one helpful or good student, with his, so the one may be helpful in his growth from going from frog to prince, so maybe the kids were helping him to get to the place where he needed to be in order to come forward to propose that work to the divine feminine as well. So that was really good energy at the end of the read. I'm going to pull one more card from the energy deck to see what's going on. I might pull you a card from the Kipper deck too, see what's going on here. Where are we? We're at 1:30 already. 1:30:35. So the Magician, the Union, and the Wounded Warrior, who got stuck between the King of Wands and the King of Cups reversed, mediating them. And that could be mediating adults acting like children too. All right, so just to sum everything up, what is the energy now? Door to personal healing and happiness is number 34, which is that 8 of Wands energy of a lot of back and forth communication and travel, perhaps a heated exchange, or that can be the arrows of love as well. And in this picture, it's both outside on the outside and the inside. So it's really bringing nature and the rainbow in. And after my daughter sent me that rainbow picture yesterday, I pulled cards from this deck for her, and 3 of the 4 cards had rainbows in them. It was really cool. And this is one of those cards. It's hard to see on this computer, but you see the rainbow out the window. We also have here the door to romance. So the door to personal healing and happiness, and that arrows of love, expressing your feelings, the energetic exchange, is the door to romance, the key to their heart. 33 is the Christ vibration, and also that 7 of Wands, standing up for yourself without getting triggered, knowing when to walk away. And then we also have all tied up, which is that 8 of Swords energy of the 23, the King of Wands, and he definitely was reversed. Are they all reversed? I think the King of Pentacles was the only one upright. Nope, King of Pentacles was reversed. I have to look again. But she's all tied up. But this was reversed, more reversed energy, releasing from that prison. But for the King of Wands, he needs to be reversed to be tired, to make him stop and be still for a minute. The bottom of the deck here is envy, number 20. So somebody could be judgmental because of their envy. So make sure to not allow yourself to get triggered by that kind of stuff. Certainly stand up for yourself, but also don't engage in things that doesn't serve you really. Okay? So stand up for yourself, but know when to walk away and deal with your own triggers without taking it out on other people. So let's see here. I just wanted to see the Kings. The King of Cups. The King of Wands and King of Cups were reversed in the last read, but the King of Cups is upright in this read. And the King of Wands. Yeah, the King of Wands is reversed. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so now from the Kipper deck, I'll give you one last card. It's 133. It was 133.33. Lots of threes. All right, so what is the last message from the Kipper deck? What is the reason for this read today? What is our takeaway? All right, we have the Poverty card. So again, we have anxiety, we have the King of Wands reversed, and that's 37 of the King of Cups. Now the King of Cups, I just said, is upright in this read, and it's on the masculine. So this is about walking away, but happy to be impoverished. It's like either walking away from wealth that was not serving him, and that keeps coming up. Letting go of the high honor, or the status. But no more concerns, dumping the burdens, okay? And perhaps the privileged lady as well. So walking away from the wealth here. And all the responsibilities of it. And then the bottom of the deck is the woman without expectations. So this is like the feminine energy releasing their expectations of the masculine, which is then what draws them in. And the main male is beneath that. So the main male is upright in the underlying energy with no expectations and able to come as himself. So that was very cool. Okay, make sure that you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature. I hope this was helpful. I'll try to post the tags. Yesterday I was having trouble actually sending to my email on my computer so I could upload the pictures. So I didn't because they weren't transferring. But I think I got that sorted out, so I should be able to post the tags. Okay, guys. The energy definitely felt lighter today than yesterday. Make sure you guys rise and be loved. See you later.